My ex-husband has never spent Valentine's Day with me, but now that he's trying to win me back, he wants to come over. So obviously, I jumped at the opportunity. I even shaved my legs. My husband, or ex-husband, like on paper, he's still my husband. I mean, it is what it is. It's my job to make sure that he's fed as long as I'm living in his house. So I made him this. I went through my husband's phone last night and I can't believe what I found. Nothing but women. So he had the nerve to ask me for nachos. So obviously I made him trash can nachos. With Valentine's Day right around the corner, I thought I would do something nice for my ex-husband. So I made him lunch. My ex-husband spent the night last night, but it was only because I wanted to find out who his other wife was, and I did get her number, by the way. Anyway, if you dip bagels in water, they turn out super yummy. My grandmother raised me wise. She said football's a man's sport and women belong in the kitchen during this time. So I invited my ex-husband over to watch the game with his son while I served him all day. My ex-husband asked me if I can feed him and his friends. Obviously, I jumped at the opportunity to feed the guys who lied to me about my husband cheating on me. I mean, as long as my gut is healthy drinking BLK water, who cares if theirs is a little fishy? My ex-husband is coming over to see the children, so I cooked and cleaned so the house smells yummy. That's what my grandmother taught me, so he knows what he's missing. Keto reminds me of my husband and my marriage, boring as fuck. I mean, how much fried cheese can one person intake before they go crazy? Anyway, today I made myself a spicy chicken sandwich. My ex-husband dropped a pizza off for the kids, which is his excuse to come around more often. I wanted some, but I'm on keto, and unlike him, I'm not a cheater. My soon-to-be ex-husband asked me to bring the children to his mother's house where they are having a family get-together. My grandma taught me never show up empty-handed, so I brought this. Also, I ate this before I showed up. My cheap ass ex-husband hasn't brought me the child support check for $25 for the month of January, leaving me a little stressed about groceries for this month. Lucky for me, my neighbors threw these fries away and I made this. My husband has been texting me nonstop and trying to win me back. I have been playing pretty hard to get. It's kind of nice to watch him suffer, but I just found out that his other wife doesn't know about me. My soon-to-be ex-husband is training our son to disrespect me. He says he doesn't want to eat my food anymore because it's gross and he'd rather eat Taco Bell. So I made him this and he had no clue. I lost 3 pounds on keto eating bomb-ass food like this, and when my ex-husband brings me the $25 child support check, he's gonna wish he never left. My old-fashioned grandmother is furious with me because I won't let my husband come home. He called her and complained that the reason why he has another family is because I let myself go. This is, in fact, an authentic Louis Vuitton purse. You can just tell by the quality. So please stop with all the comments about this being a fake. My husband wants me back. He showed up at my door with this beautiful, expensive designer bag and promises me that he'll change. And he also said that he misses my meatballs. My children asked for Taco Bell's new wings. However, I'm a single mother now and money's tight. So I came up with this recipe, and the children had no idea they were homemade. This is how I make homemade step dressing. Anytime I made this for my husband, he was crawling on his knees. Of course, it was to pick up his phone he dropped because I'm not allowed to touch his phone, but I'll take what I can get. I told my old-fashioned grandmother that my husband has another family, and she blamed me. She said it was my fault that I couldn't keep a man, and she also... I'm on my way to my old-fashioned grandmother's house to let her know that my husband has another family. I cannot show up empty-handed or my grandmother will think less of me as a woman, so I made this. My husband, he used to tell me that a man can tell how much his wife loves him by the way she smashed his beans. But that can take hours, so this is how I faked it. Well, at least one of the ways.
Now, I ain't never been with a baddie. She calm, so I add her to the tally. Oh shit, okay, here we go.
Nah, I ain't never been with a baddie. She calm, so I add her to the tally. Madison, but I'm calling her Maddie. Like Mads try send me that.
When I was a little girl, my old-fashioned grandmother taught me that the way to a man's heart is through his stomach, and I need to learn how to cook in order to have a happy marriage. That being said, I was inspired by fast foodies to recreate my husband's favorite spicy chicken sandwich from Popeyes. The sandwich was so tender, trust me, I made sure of it. Make sure to tune into Fast Foodies on True TV. I still do my ex-husband's laundry. It's my way of keeping tabs on him. Anyway, this week when he drops off his stuff, I noticed there's a fake eyelash in his clothes. I didn't make a fuss. Instead, I invited him for dinner.
'Cause you know that, baby, I'm your biggest fan. I follow you until you love me. Paparazzi, baby, there's no one super.
When I was younger, my grandma said, the way to a man's heart is through his stomach. And can I just say, this woman has been married over 50 years, happily married. So of course I took her advice and I learned how to whip up a bomb-ass sandwich. You guys, literally, my husband will choose this over any other meal that I can make him. And he's happy and we're happy and we've been married going on 17 years. And this is how we did it.
Growing up, I grew up poor, but my grandma told me a true cook can cook something out of nothing. So that's what I did, and I came up with the most amazing meals. And I never knew I was poor.
I was in the kitchen making my husband his favorite sandwich, and he walks in and he says, I need to talk to you about something serious. He says, I am getting bored and I think that we need to spice things up. I looked at him and I said, okay, baby, I got you. So this is how I did it. This is how I spiced up our happy marriage, and we're happy and spicy. Anytime me and my husband get in an argument, this is what I make him. I whip this up and I leave it out, and he knows that it's time to get over whatever we're beefing about. This easily can just get him in a great mood because he knows that I'm not sorry, but I'm ready to get over whatever the issue is, because nothing's worth fighting with the man I love. That's why I cook for him, because he's my soulmate and I love him. The problem is I have kids who also love my food, so they end up taking it before he can get his hands on it, and they are not sorry. Today is my husband's day off, so I wanted to make it extra special for him, but instead he made it more like my day off. He let me sleep in, and when I woke up at 8 o'clock, I was so happy and rested. I was able to make breakfast very energetic for him and the kids. Then I asked for his credit card and I went shopping and bought a red shirt. And then I came home and made my family the sandwich. Today, my only goal was to please my husband. It was a very special day because he received his PlayStation 5, and I really wanted him to just relax and play all day. So I made him this sandwich and I served him all day. I was in the kitchen and I was ironing my husband's uniform for work, and he walks behind me and whispers in my ear, "I want it hot." I turned around and looked at him, surprised, because we have a house full of kids. And he said, "No, you don't understand. I want it really hot." So I gave it to him hot, and this is how I did it. Safe to say he's a happy man. After speaking with my grandmother this morning, she gave me the very best advice. She said, instead of ironing your husband's clothes every morning, try taking one day out of the week to iron all his clothes. And that's what I did. I ironed all of my husband's clothes, and then I made him this delicious dinner. After reading all of your comments on my last video, I decided that I was no longer going to be serving my husband dinner. However, he decided he was not going to eat dinner because I did not serve him. So I felt really bad, and I made it up to him today, and I made him an extra special dinner, and I will never be doing that again because that is just cruel, and I learned from my mistake.